Hey everybody, it's Aaronator here, and we got our 14th episode of our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode here on the PS4, guys. In the last episode, we went and did the draft, the resign stage, and free agency the entire offseason. So make sure you go check it out if you have not seen it yet, because it was pretty. There were quite a few things that happened in that offseason, and I'm going to show you the lines with what did happen. We did fairly strongly draft, and then we ended up not necessarily adding players to our lineup, but a lot of our guys we're looking to have good years. Some of our younger forwards like Rantanen and Patan, we're giving them the third line spots with Colborne. We're gonna put Marchand, Soderberg, and Grigorenko together, and then Landeskog, Duchesne, McKinnon as usual. Martinson on the fourth line along with Ben Smith and Como. I think Como might be fitting for the third line actually, because I think, along with his defensive categories, his offensive categories, last year he really did show that he was a very good player. So definitely, we should look to him in this year. This may be one of his last seasons with him performing at this kind of level. So we may want to play him more this year. We'll have to see how Patan and Rantanen do. We'll have to just try different things throughout the sim of the season, and we'll go from there. Defensively, we got Johnson and Barry, Zadorov and Trouba, Bigras and Weirkosh. Bigras and Johnson both suffering from morale issues because of injury problems last year, and then we didn't put them in straight away, and then they got super mad at us. So Johnson, we're hoping can get back to his usual self at around 87, 88 overall. Bigras, I believe he should be 83 or 84. I decided to really give him some more ice time in other areas such as the power play, and we may have to give him more ice time because I do want him to get back to his usual self, because I think if he's around 83, 84, I think this defense is really solidified for this season. But otherwise, as you saw, here is the power play lines. Basically, our general lines that we usually have on Marchand, Soderberg, and Grigorenko for the power play. What I might do is I might try Soderberg off the power play, just give him a bit of a break. He's doing lots of penalty kill time as well, so we might put in Patan and Rantanen. Maybe you guys can let me know later on. But we are going to do a lot of simming in this episode, so I guess we may have to try that anyways. Bigras, like I said, is going to be on the power play. Same with the four-man power play. And then we got Duchesne, Grigorenko, McKinnon, and Landeskog. McKinnon's going to be center at some points because he does have the face-off category. He is also, he was a center. But we just put him right wing just because that's the main position he plays in the regular lineups. Soderberg, Landeskog, Colborne, Como for the penalty kill. There's all the defensive lines. Colborne and Soderberg. And then the extras, there's the 4-on-4 lines. 4-on-4 continued, 3-on-3 lines, got some forwards on the point there, just so then that way we have more offensive opportunities. And then I got our best skating and puck moving defenseman. I think Bigras can be one of them, so we're going to play him there as well. Extra attacker, McKinnon and Landeskog are arguably our two best players. Extras for the shootout, there you go, I just left it the way it is. Goalies, Scratch, Klinkhammer, and Dahlbeck being those extra forwards, and there you go. The AHL, I'll show you best lines, and then all I did right here is I put the prospect Tulola, switched him with Bordelot, and there you go. Because Sislo is a right wing, let's switch him with Bordelot. That's all I need to do. I think that should be it. I like how our team's looking in the AHL as well. We got some young guys in Nicholson, Daly, and Yakubov mainly. Also Grunstrom and Tulola and Barron. Lots of young forwards. And then defensively, we got a couple of other guys in Malak, Westland, and Siemens is pretty much almost up. He hasn't really developed into much of anything. I didn't expect him to, but that's okay. Smith and Werner will be in the crease for the team. And then you got Deneen, Bure, Bigsbury coming up for injuries in the AHL. But otherwise, I wanted to put Yakubov there because although he's a depth forward and I would like to play him, some of you guys were saying that you think you would benefit more from playing in a top 6 role in the AHL, getting more minutes, and I do agree with that because his offensive awareness is very high, and if he's playing in an offensive position and his potential could be a top 6 forward, we could use that when guys like maybe, say, Marchand, Landeskog, maybe even Duchesne end up leaving due to contract or age issues, just stuff like that. So hopefully Yakubov can develop into a very good power forward for us on the left wing. Same with Daly. We have a lot of power forwards, so we're going for the Iginla style. Iginla in year 1 was very beastly for us. on our playoff run. So we're trying to find more players like Iginla. Okay, so let's go and start the season sim. We're just going to focus on the NHL, not the AHL. The AHL will be in the background as usual. So obviously I'd like them to be successful, and I think they can be and will be successful, but I really want to hope that this year we can make the playoffs again. No problems. I don't want any problems to happen. I want us to get in there. No problem. So we're for this for scouting, I wouldn't mind going a bit of forwards, but I think defense is the one area that we could work on, especially if some guys eventually leave. We do have a lot of forward prospects, so we're going to go with defensemen for 1 month in Russia. That's 11 defensemen in one league is apparently the most they got, so that's what we're going to work with and try and scout and find maybe that Nikita Triumkin to get us become a Chara and then become very good. So 8-0 win against Minnesota in the preseason. I don't mind that. If we could do that in the regular season, though, hopefully we will be able to do that. Then we should be set. There's a couple things I do want to let you guys know. You guys were leaving so many comments about a defenseman that I should trade for. I looked at Ekman Larsson, TJ Brody, who else? I looked at Justin Falk. I tried trading for all those guys. Nothing worked, guys, unless I'm giving up like literally Johnson and bunch of first round picks and bunch of prospects. It still wouldn't go through. I had to give up 2 firsts and Johnson just for Ekman Larsson, and it still wouldn't go through. I'm not joking. So because they don't want to trade him. The only way we might be able to trade for a guy like that is if they actually go on the block, and I feel like that would only happen if they have 1 year left in their contract. So I want to know what you guys think. Maybe we try and do a trade like that at the deadline. But Ekman Larsson's one of the defensemen with 1 year left. Is he? I mean, if we're in a 100% guaranteed playoff spot almost by the trade deadline, I wouldn't mind making that trade. But that's a really risky pick because we're probably gonna have to give up a first, and it's just gonna be nasty. And I'd like to keep Johnson for 1 more year if we can. I know you guys are against him, but he plays so well with Brody with Barry. Pardon me, but I just feel like he really is like a legit defenseman. So these first couple games are going to be key. We got to start off strong. So let's see. Can we hold a team meeting to start the season? Locker chemistry at 74%. We can hold a team meeting. I want to do that. To start off the season, we're going to be demanding as usual. Regular season starts tonight, boys. So I want you to get all out there and bring your A game tonight, right out of the gate, starting tonight. Let's go. And Patan's not liking that, but our top guys, look at that. McKinnon, Landeskog, Marchand, Johnson, and Martinson. All of them are pretty happy. So hopefully Patan is not too shooken up. Aside from that, he can still have a solid game. But I'm looking for big performances out of our top guns tonight. We got to end for the first couple games and just straight out consistency throughout the season. We need it this year. Let's go, boys. In St. Louis to start off the season. And we are going to come out with a 4-1 loss. That's really unfortunate. Can we bounce back with a win against Detroit? No, we're going to lose 3-1, of course. We lose 3 straight, of course. We got a point out of Buffalo, but unfortunately, we've lost the first 3 games in a row. I'm going to let you guys know a couple things. I want to sim as much as I can, preferably up to the deadline, but we're going to make sure we're watching the lines and who's performing and who's not throughout the month, so we may not be able to do that much. I do want to let you guys know, I recorded this twice. The first time I got to the deadline, we were pretty steady, but the game froze. So I couldn't control it. I never saved during my episodes. I probably do that more often. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it back. I tried recording again, but I rushed so much because I've had so much hockey in the past couple of days. I had a game rescheduled and all that. I just wanted to let you guys know. That's why this is going to be a lot later, 4 or 5 days later. But that's also why I wanted to make it a bigger episode. I want to get to the playoffs as soon as possible because this team, I feel it coming. We can be a playoff team. And I know we can win that Stanley Cup. So I'm looking for it to be this year. But we got to definitely start playing better in the season if we want to give ourselves a chance to be one of those top 16 teams making it into the playoffs. So let's start out with defensemen. Or no, not start off with, but we're going to scout some OHL defensemen. San Jose, we come out with a 5-1 loss. Okay, we're losing way too many games way too quickly. We're 0-3-2. We definitely have to make some moves. So, is there a team meeting I can do? No, I cannot. Against a team like Nashville, divisional opponent, a rival. I can't do that. So who is not stepping up? Minus, yeah, the second line. So I'm gonna try Soderberg on the third line. I think his defensive ability may help out guys like Rantanen and Patan. And plus, I feel like on the power play he's getting enough time. Why is Bigras so unhappy? He's getting no extra. He's not getting very happy. He's really upset for some reason. So we're gonna try giving him top 4 time with Trouba, and hopefully that can help him out a bit more. On the second line with Colborne, is that going to be very good? We'll have to hope so. Fourth line steady. Como we may have to consider putting in the lineup later on, but Varlamov, I'm really looking for you to steal a game for us. You really haven't been playing that great to start off with, so let's try and make sure that you are playing better, bud. We really need that out of our goalie as well. We need everything to start clicking right now, or else we're going to be having a long season. So come on, guys. We got some divisional games coming up here. Nashville, Minnesota, and Chicago. No, actually not Chicago. It's just Florida. But let's see if we can get a win right now. We got to start off and get a win now. There you go. 4-3 win in overtime against Nashville. Minnesota, let's get it on a winning streak here, boys. Let's start piling those wins up. 2-0 loss to Minnesota. We bounce back with a win against Florida. Columbus, we get a 5-3 win. That's much better. We're 3-4-2. Let's start getting more wins, and we'll simulate up to. We might have to go only halfway. There's a lot of games this month, so we'll see what happens. See how our record is. I'd like to just talk with you guys about stuff that's happening, but if we're losing, then I gotta be watching. I gotta be watching carefully and make sure that we're not losing that many games. So. Win against Columbus, a win against Montreal, some Eastern Conference teams. That's okay. I'll take points from anyone. Pittsburgh, we get a 4-1 win. That's much better. Nashville, divisional opponent. Let's get a win. There you go. 3-2 in overtime. That's stellar. They got a point, but we're getting the 2 points. That's the big important thing. Edmonton, they're a pretty strong team. We're able to beat them 4-1. Minnesota also have a strong record early on in the season, and we're going to come out with a point. That's nice, but let's keep on getting those wins. Bounce back. A one goal loss to Vancouver. That's okay. Come on, Dallas, you got to step up against. We get a point, but we need to come out with a win. We're on a 3-game losing streak. We need a win against Washington. There you go, 5-3 win. That's much better. 9-5-4. We're steady. We'll keep on simming. Biega in San Antonio replaces player. That's okay. Detroit, Eastern Conference teams. Detroit and New Jersey. The Reds. We get a 4-3 win against Detroit, and then we're going to do some scouting right here. Let's try out Finnish defensemen for 3 weeks because there's only 4 defensemen there. New Jersey, we end up getting a 3-1 loss. That's okay. We can bounce back with a win against some divisional opponents here. St. Louis and twice against Winnipeg in these next 5 days. We lose 5-1 in St. Louis. And I'm not, you know what, Alexander Salmon, I'm not taking you on for $2 million. I'll let you know that. Winnipeg, let's bounce back with a win. We're on a 2-game losing streak. We got to snap out of it. Come on, boys. 2 games against Winnipeg. We got to come out with 3 points at least. We can't do that. We got to get 2 points. We have to get a win. We can't drop down, guys. Varlamov is injured till December. Okay, well, I just realized we are at the end of November, so let's see. Smith, Werner. Let's bring up Werner, the younger goalie. But Picard's definitely going to step up for us now. Quickly, let's make some changes. Goalies, let's put in Werner, substitute, and there you go. There's the changes. Do we have any other things we can do? Any other changes? -2, -1, -2. Top lines look to be doing better. Johnson's back up there, and the first line's doing well. Third line is just really not doing it. Soderberg's not having a good time, so let's put him back there. Let's put... I want to keep that first line together always. Rantanen, Patan, Colborne. Colborne's doing really good. He actually had 9 goals on the second line. But do I want to play any more? You know what? They're actually not that big of minuses on the second line, so let's make another switch. Patan is a depth forward. He's a -3. Rantanen, -2. He's stellar stats, but Soderberg is just struggling. Let's try Como, and then we'll move down Patan on some depth lines with Smith and Martinson. I don't really want to do that to Patan, but we need to start winning now. So I trust in the veteran that we have in Blake Como. So defensively, Danin's in there, so that's very nice. We can put back in Biega, it looks like. Or what's wrong? Is it goalies? That, of course, that makes sense. Smith, and we'll put in the goalie that was just signed, Rittich. there you go. We'll put back in Smith to start the next game. 6-1 win against Winnipeg. That's good, guys. Way to support your goalie there. New York, this is a big game. We lose 4-1. San Jose bounced back. They're a struggling team right now, and we're able to get the 4-1 victory. That's much better, guys. We're getting the wins. That was a much better month than the previous month. We were able to catch back up above 500, but now we have couple Eastern Conference games, couple Central Division, couple bit of everything. So this is going to be a pretty steady month for us. I'd like to keep on simming. We'll probably go at least one more month, and then we'll see how the team's doing. We have a player morale meeting. I am glad to go talk to whoever it is, and because I want to get this team much back on track. Adam Werner, I'd like to thank you for the call up. You won't regret it. Let's see. What are your AHL stats? He's pretty steady. Actually, he's really good. He has a shutout in like 3 games, and good stats. So, he's a presence. I'm glad you're excited. I feel you can contribute a lot to the team. Let's be calm with him. So he's not affected one way or another. That's okay. Let's see who's leaders and presences. So we got Landeskog and Picard, and then we got Bigras is bouncing back up to an 82. Thank you. He's getting back up there. That's much better. Maybe we should give him some penalty kill time. We'll see. Duchesne, Barry, Grigorenko, Zadorov, Colborne, and Werner are the presences. So that's how it's looking like morale-wise. And we're getting some wins. Our team locker room chemistry is getting back up there. I'm hoping that this means that we can start winning some more games. Chicago, Dallas, Montreal, Pittsburgh, LA, San Jose, Ottawa. Lots of different teams. And we can take some points from them. Let's go. Chicago, they're struggling right now. Divisional team. This could matter later on in the season. So let's get the win right now. We come out with a 4-3 loss. That's okay. Bounce back against Dallas. We lose 5-1 to Dallas. Come on, guys. We got to get some more wins. Montreal, let's get some wins. Varlamov is back. Let's put him in the lineup. So I'm actually curious. How did Werner do? Very bad. Okay, so that makes sense. I'm not going to blame it on him, or I'm not going to blame the team, and I'm not going to really blame him because he's not ready for it for the NHL anyways. But that's okay. It's really okay. Goalies, let's move down Werner then and get him back on in the AHL squad. There you go. Goalies, and Rittich will come out. We'll get in Werner. And we'll let him play in the AHL because that's where he is much steadier. Let's get Picard in because he was actually playing pretty steady there. And Varlamov's still a bit injured. So we'll go in with Picard. We got to get a win. Montreal. And we're going to come out with a point. That's okay. We got to get a win now, guys. Come on. Pittsburgh. And we are able to get a point. Again, we got to get some wins, guys. Come on. LA and San Jose back-to-back on the weekend. LA is struggling a lot. Guys, we got to win this game. We got to win it. There you go, 3-1 victory. That's a shutout for one of our goalies, and you know what? I don't even care. We got the win. That's what we needed. Let's scout some French defensemen or just any defenseman in general, but in the QMJHL. 1 month, San Jose, let's get a win. We lose 3-0. So we're still really steady right now. We got a couple of losses early on in this season. We really need to start piling up some wins, get on a winning streak here because I don't want to be this shaky for the entire season. We got to get some wins. Let's get on a winning streak, guys. Ottawa, let's get a win. 1-0 loss. We lose by a goal. Come on, guys. Where is our offense? We got shut out twice. Come on. We got to make some line changes because clearly it's not working. Locker room chemistry is getting down there. Whole team meeting. We can do that against Minnesota. It's probably going to say something like they're a strong team or a rival team. Yeah, it's a big rivalry. Let's motivate this team. And no one likes it. Bigras likes it, though, so that's actually a key thing. I want to give Bigras some more time because he's actually excited. I'm hoping that will boost him up a bit, and then maybe we can even put him higher on the penalty kill. So let's see who is a minus right now. I know it only affects for 5-on-5, but if they're minuses, maybe we don't want to necessarily play him on the penalty kill. Let's give Landeskog a break. I'd like Como to get some more ice time. Trouba and Zadorov, defenseman. Johnson. Let's move Johnson off. I'm curious to see maybe if we give him some more, a bit less ice time. Excuse me. Maybe that will help. If you play Bigras with Barry, maybe that'll help him get better as well. Because I want to develop Bigras. I'm really hoping he can still turn out to be a good defenseman for us. Not necessarily elite, but I mean even a top 4 defenseman. That's what we're hoping out of him. Power play. Let's change things up a bit. Let's move Bgrass up on the top line. Let's give him the shot. We'll give him the shot. Barry and then Johnson and Bgrass. There you go. Power play. Let's switch Duchesne and McKinnon. I've had Duchesne on the top line power play in the past, but McKinnon, I just feel like I don't know. I just have a feeling that if we put maybe, I don't know, age-wise, I just know that Duchesne and Landeskog have been playing a lot in the past, and we have been successful with them. So we'll see how that works out. Power play. Is there anybody else we want to switch up? Marchand has 20 assists. That's okay. Soderberg, let's try Rantanen on the power play. I want to give him some time, see how we can work with him. Let's get that 1T because that will help because a lot of assists coming from Marchand especially, so maybe that will help. Penalty kill, it should be finished up now. 12 goals, 3 assists for Colborne. Colborne and Marchand seem to be doing very well. Let's try third line there. And we're going to do... No. I'm trying to see what works. Let's give Rantanen... No. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to... I'm trying to think. We have quite a few players on this team. Patan, I really want you to do better, dude. Like, he has the offensive ability to play, but who could move down to the fourth line? I mean, Soderberg, I don't want to give him any less than third line time. So maybe let's do this. Let's give him a bit more space. We'll let Colborne play a bit more, but we're going to switch them back around in the actual 5-on-5 lineup. Rantanen, Como. Yeah, we'll go with that. Patan on the fourth line is still okay. I'd like to give him more ice time, but we might have to eventually trade him. But we'll just keep him there for now. We'll see what works. Power play, Rantanen. Hopefully that works out. Maybe spreading out the power play lines a bit more with Johnson now on the bottom line. Maybe that'll help. Who knows? We're just trying things, right, guys? It doesn't hurt. Last time we tried things, we made the playoffs. So that was right after the trade deadline. We made lots of moves, and we figured out what works. So let's see what works this season. Hopefully we can get some wins against these Western Conference teams. It's going to matter later on. Let's get the wins early. Minnesota in Colorado, and we're going to get a 5-3 victory. That's nice. Arizona, we're playing in Arizona twice this week. We got a 3-0 victory, and then another game against Arizona once again. We're going to come out with a 5-3 victory. Thank you. A winning streak. That's what we needed. We're 16-3-6. Let's keep it up, boys. Dallas, they're a strong team. I know we can beat them. There's a win. There you go. 2 points. Islanders, let's get a win here. And we're going to come out with a 4-3 victory. Thank you. We're getting some overtime wins, but I'll take any wins. Honestly, if all of them are in shootout, I'll take them. We got a loss against Philly, but that's okay. We lost locker room chemistry. Boston's a very strong team, so maybe we can hold a team meeting. Can we? There you go. Let's demand from this team once again, because that seems to work out for us lots. Let's go. We got a big challenge in front of us tonight. They're a good team, but our fans know this is going to be a tough game. We have to rise to the occasion. Don't disappoint them, boys. And Nicholas Patan's still shaky. Lots more happy faces in there, but for whatever reason, Patan... Bgrass is back up to an 84. That's the good thing. Lots of ice time. It's getting him back up to 84. That's awesome. He's playing pretty steady there. Johnson, Patan is still not doing great. He's friends with Bgrass. Has game morale because of ice time. Lost result because of team meeting. I mean, he's playing good. He's getting fourth line ice time, but maybe we got to give him some more. Who knows? I'd like to try that out. Actually, I wanted to try out Colburn on the power play, but I realized that, I don't know. I mean, we're winning right now, so I don't want to change too many things up, but I'm going to keep in mind Patan and Colborne. So, especially Colborne, because he was having like 12 goals or something at that point in the season. So, we're at the 24-minute mark. We can probably go for one more month. Not actually much offense from this team this year. Well, 32 points from Landeskog. I don't know. I would expect more. Landeskog, Colborne has 13 goals in 38 games. That's crazy. He's on pace for like a 30-goal season almost. Grigorenko, 10 goals. That's very nice from him. We are finally seeing some more goal scoring from him. Duchesne gets 9 goals this season so far. Soderberg and McKinnon at 7. Rantanen at a 6. He's getting some... he's a plus player, and he's getting some power play time, so that's helping him out. Bgrass, Marchand, Patan. We're just getting the wins now. That's much better. Good offensive production throughout the depth of the lineup. Plus minus, the minuses, more of the depth guys, so that's okay. The second line, or at least Grigorenko, Patan, Soderberg, Marchand, that's okay. Our top guys are really performing. That's what we need. Goalies, Varlamov, he's playing much better. He's stepping up for us big time. Picard, a bit shaky, but you know what? He's playing okay for a backup. We gotta hopefully he can get some more wins for us because I know he has it in him. He's a very strong goalie, but he's gotta get a couple more wins there for us. Werner just was there for a bit, but that's okay. So let's go and check out the team stats and look more closely at where we are in the standings and within our division. So yeah, look at that. We've played 3 more games than these teams at least than St. Louis. We have 1 less game than Dallas, but we're 6 points behind. That's only 3 wins. Well, 4 wins if you count the fact that we're actually 4 wins behind St. Louis, but we have the overtime losses. So the good news is we're getting points. That's what we really need early on. Goals for per game. Within our division, we're pretty steady for that. That's what I like to see. Within the league, we're up above the middle of the pack. We're in the 12 or 13 spot. Goals against, defensively, we could work on it. Definitely could be worked on, but I like what's happening. Power play, I have a feeling that it was really bad at the start of the season, but adding what we did may have helped. Time shorthanded. Are we taking a lot of penalties? We are taking a lot of penalties. So maybe we need to take out a guy like Martinson. Who knows? Maybe he's taking a lot of penalties. I should check that out. Penalty kill is very good, though, so that's the good news. So we don't have to worry too much. But I could consider taking out, who is it? Martinson, and maybe someone else could be doing better. I mean, Martinson actually isn't getting many penalties. Just overall, our team is taking penalties a bit too much. Maybe it's because we're a slow team, slow and physical. Zadorov, Rantanen. I mean, yeah, I thought Martinson was getting penalties. He's not. He really isn't. So, you know what? That's okay. We can keep the lines the way they are. And you know what? I think we can go another month. We're at the 27-minute mark. We're playing steady. I know we can play better. So let's get back on that winning streak that we were on before. Let's pull ahead lots above 500. So then we don't have to worry about us falling apart near the end of the season. We'll have a solidified playoff record to get us into the playoffs, and we won't have to worry. So let's get these early wins earlier on in the season before it becomes too late and we start losing, and then we're at a 500 record. We gotta get these wins nice and early. Let's go, boys. Boston, Ottawa, Florida. Some Eastern Conference teams. I don't mind getting points out of them at all. Let's get them, at least take them to overtime, and then let's win it in overtime. Let's go, Boston. We come out with a 2-1 loss. That's okay. We played hard, I'm pretty sure. There's a 4-0 win. That's a very good win against Ottawa. I remember earlier on we got shut out by them, but now we bounce back. That's much better. In Florida, let's say they have a pretty steady record. Can we beat them? We can. 2-1 victory. That's much better. At a scouting assignment, let's scout some American defensemen. 3 weeks. There's 5 of them. We'll go 1 month because you know what? Why not? We don't have to. It doesn't have to bug us anymore. Then we got a 3-1 win against the LA Kings, Tampa Bay Lightning. They seem to be they look to be a playoff team. Let's take these guys off the block. They look to be a playoff team, and we get a 6-3 victory. Thank you, guys. We're coming on a winning streak. That's very nice. We're 22, 15, and 6. Edmonton, also a pretty steady team. Then we get a loss against them. Vancouver, can we get a win? There you go. That's what I like to see. I don't even care if it's Vancouver anymore. I will take wins from literally anybody. I already said that. Weirkosh, injured till March 11th. That's going to hurt us a bit. He's not playing in too many other positions aside from just the top 6. That's unfortunate we have to lose him. But Dahlbeck, I'm pretty sure, can fill in. He's been happy even just not playing, so that's good. Lost morale because of ice time, but team meetings, yeah. He seems to be still pretty happy. Martinson, Grigorenko, Smith, Colborne. So he's more friends with forwards, no defensemen, but playing in those depth lines, hopefully he'll be okay where he is. Zadorov and Dahlbeck, Bigras and Trouba. I like that these guys are playing well together. That's what I really like. The 2 young defensemen, 23, 24, Trouba and Bigras, 2 two-way defensemen. They're both playing really stellar. Johnson, as usual, along with Barry. Great season for Barry. Johnson, as long as he's doing pretty stellar, I like what he's doing. He's trying to take a lot of shots. It looks like he wants to score. So maybe we want to give him some more power play time, but We'll see. I mean, I think I like the way that our lines are fitting up right now, so we'll keep we'll keep them the way they are. And Varlamov's doing very good. Picard, did he step back up? Not too many more games played. It doesn't look like. Weirkosh lost morale for being injured before. He was a pretty big player for our team. He's best friends with McKinnon. Low locker room chemistry with Bgrass, and he's playing with him. That's kind of hard. Oh no, never mind. He was playing. He would have played with him, but I decided, Bgrass, I think he's young and he wants playtime, so we'll give him playtime. Let's see. Anaheim, we got an injury in the lineup, but you know what? That's okay. We'll fix it up. We get a point against the Anaheim Ducks. We get a win against the Oilers. We bounce back from last week's loss. That's very nice. Christian Ehrhoff in the AHL. Good news, it wasn't an NHL defenseman, and that Christian Ehrhoff isn't the way he was in the past for the Canucks. So it's not like we lost a big defenseman right during the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, I don't think he was injured during the Stanley Cup Finals. I know Salo was, and Nathan's always sour about the fact that Boston was voodoo, but I mean. Best lines in the AHL. We'll go with that. Chicago, let's see. They're a divisional team. Can we beat them? We're going to come out with a 4-2 win. Very good, boys. Let's keep it up. Calgary, we come out with a 3-1 loss. That's okay. Anaheim, let's bounce back. We got a point out of Anaheim. You know what? I'm okay with that. We're not going to win every game, but I like to get some wins earlier on. Jacob Trouba till April 6th. Ouch. We don't have necessarily as much depth on defense, so now the injury bug is hitting us a bit. And you know what? That's why we got the defenseman that we do. We got really steady guys. Barry playing like a 90 overall defenseman. I'm loving that. How is he not a top 2? He is so a top 2 defenseman. Get out of here, game. Garbage. Come on. So who are we going to bring up on defense? It looks like Biega is a depth defenseman, 81 overall. We're probably going to have Trouba out of the lineup for quite a bit. So Biega, I mean, I don't want to bring up Ehrhoff, even if he wasn't injured. Siemens, no. Malak, no. I think the best idea is to bring up Biega. So Biega, no, we're not going to cancel. We're going to confirm the call-up. There you go. And we're going to have to make some line changes here. So hopefully we can finish off the month still steady, get some wins back in here so then we can solidify, but it's kind of tough. We did lose a big defenseman in there for Trouba, but Zadorov, he's playing much better. They've had struggles in the past, but we're going to try it again. Bgrass and Zadorov. Let's see. We could do lefties and righties sort of thing, but I do want to play these guys together because these are the guys. I mean, Zadorov's a top 4 defenseman, so let's play him. Zadorov, Bgrass. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to not do that. Well, we'll see. Biega, let's first get him in the lineup. Substitute in all lines. Depth defenseman, Dahlbeck, depth defenseman. So we'll play those guys. No, wait. We'll play those guys together. Zadorov. We might have to even out the lines a bit. Zadorov. Who's friends with who? Maybe that'll help. Barry. He's friends with Barry and Weirkosh. Zadorov, Weirkosh. Trouba, Zadorov, Dahlbeck. He's friends with Dahlbeck. How about the AHL? Edler in Vancouver. That's kind of cool. Okay, so it doesn't look... You know what? I think I like the lines just staying back the way they are. We'll move up Zadorov, and then we'll put Dahlbeck and Biega together. If you guys think we should maybe even it up a bit more, moving Johnson down, you guys can let me know what you think about that. Defensively, I think we have to put in Dahlbeck. I think he's a shot blocking defenseman that can help us out. But Bgrass, no, it's going to be Bgrass. He's played good for us this season, and we're going to support him as much as we can. But we're also going to give him the ice time. So hopefully he can step up for us. Dahlbeck, hopefully he can block some shots on the penalty kill for us on the opposing team's power play. Let's not put Biega on the power play. Let's put in Patan on the point because he's a good skater. He can get back. And hopefully that'll help us out. Actually, we're going to put Marchand there because he can move the puck well and he's good defensively and a good skater. So we'll put him on the point on the second power play line. But on the main power play line, we will put Patan on. Actually, we'll put Patan on, but we'll put Marchand on the point. So Patan, there you go. Let's move him in there. We'll put like that. And then we're going to put Marchand. No, Marchand can stay on the point. Yeah. let's put Johnson on his regular side. Maybe the one-timers are too much for him. Maybe he's fanning on them because I noticed his shooting percentage wasn't that great earlier. So let's see. Maybe we can change things up a bit. But anyways, we made our changes to the lineup. I would have just changed it up, but I wanted you guys to see because this is important later on. Whoever's not performing and whoever is performing, we need to make sure we play the guys that are performing. But we also have to be careful because we can't be tiring them out and then they won't be able to finish the season because they get killed from playing so many games. So, yeah. Best lines in the AHL. We'll quickly... Oh, Tulila's a 77, so he'll... Oh, my gosh. He has actually nice stats. Grunstrom, Daly. Okay, so there's this the lines. Yakupov, has he... No, he's still depth forward. That's okay. He's having a great season there. 20 goals for Sheahan. Holy moly. They are playing great there in the AHL. I'll keep them the way they are. Oh my gosh. Bure. Pavel Bure on the point with Cam Dineen. That's great. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we might have to sign a free agent defenseman. I actually wouldn't mind doing that just for the AHL. But we'll see what happens. We'll just leave the AHL to do what they want with the best lines, and then we'll focus on the NHL team. So we were able to get the win against Dallas. That was a huge win. Varlamov helped us out big time, only allowing 1 goal and leading it to overtime. And then we get wins against divisional opponents in Chicago and Nashville. That is huge for us. So this is a really long video, guys. We're going to stop it there. Don't worry. By the end of the next video, we're going to get up to the trade deadline. That will be for sure. And we're going to get to the end of the season. That'll be for sure. So, guys, if you have any trade options, I will show you who's available. Let's quickly... because it is here. Let's go check out this player meeting. No one in the AHL. I like that our locker room chemistry is getting up there because that's what we need. Landeskog, he's the leader. You know, I have to really admit I'm thrilled with my playing time lately. Great, we found a good balance that seems to work. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Keep up the hard work. There's a lot of guys in that locker room working hard to earn some of your ice time. He's the captain. I'm going to be honest with him. Not necessarily demanding, but there's a lot of guys working hard, guys. Yeah, there you go. Responded favorably to your strong tone. The power forwards, the Agidlas, the leaders, they understand. They love that the whole team's working hard. He's just going to keep playing his game the way he has been. So we're steady. We're in a wild card position. But look at that, guys. We're only 5 spots out, 5 points and 3 spots out of first place. So if we start even piling up more wins, we could potentially win the division this year. That would be just something really good to think about. But this is what I want to focus on. I want to focus on getting wins as much as we can, even with these injuries. I know this team can get it done. But otherwise, is there anybody on the block? There's Bobrovsky, but we're not going to trade for a goalie because you know who's playing stellar for us? Varlamov. He's playing great. Spezza is an 87, so Dallas wants to trade him. So if you guys think we should add in a $7.5 million overall 87 35-year-old, then, I mean, we can do that. That's a lot of trade value, but I would definitely... not be opposed. I would not be opposed to doing that if you guys think we should make a move. But that's an interesting prospect. Nesterov, Grinder. Oh, I remember that guy now. I'm just trying to look around, but we'll go off players off Brock, Brickley, and Petrovic. So that's a defenseman there. Has he developed at all? Like to become a decent player? So 77 overall. And he is a minor top 2 defenseman, so nothing really great there. Is there any defensemen that are on the block? Boychuk, is he steady? He's an 86 overall, so what we could do is we could bring him in the lineup. Just remember, guys, Weirkosh and Bigras are still in the lineup as well, though. So one of them would have to come out then, and who would that be? We do have injuries. I would love to trade for a defenseman to make sure that it doesn't hinder us too much and just to help us out in case we get even another one. That is possible. But I would really like to, I mean, I don't know. I think making a trade for a quality / star player will get our morale up, just like the game would read it as. Edler, look at that. Look who's friends with Biega. We could bring in Alex Edler as an option. We could bring in Bo Horvat because he's literally a legend, and he's an 87, 23 years old. I love that. I love that. He actually develops a bit in the game sometimes. And I love that the poise is working out for him, too. He's 84 for poise. Levy. There's some interesting guys in the Canucks. Sorry for taking a sidetrack, but it's a long video, guys. I just wanted to show you guys defensemen that are available. Edler, Boychuk, so more veteran guys, but I wouldn't mind that. Again, if you guys still think we should trade for a guy like Ekman Larson or even a Brody with maybe 2 years left in his contract or Falk, I mean, we can do that, but right now I don't think it's much in the cards because they don't want to trade them, and that will take a lot of value, and we'll only have them for so long. Cap issues will arise by next year. Obviously, we want to win this year, but I mean, it's half and half. Our defense and our offense, everything's clicking together. So, do you guys think we should make any moves to improve our team? Whatever it is, I want to make sure it improves our team. Just know that key fact. I'm not looking for next year or the year after, partially, but I want to win the Stanley Cup this year. I think this is our year. We're having a great season, but I'll let you guys talk away in the comment section. So let me know, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.